Hey there, cats and kitties, I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 8 of the anime series, DanMachi Gaiden, Sword Oratoria. What the hell? What the hell is going on in this episode? It was crazy. It was crazy from beginning to end, and it's insane. It's gobsmacking that all of this stuff is intertwined. You know, I mean, we're calling back on that nightmare that transpired that was surrounding Phylvis, that she was the sole survivor of, and everything that is going on with Eyes and Revis, this apparently monster-human hybrid, monster-adventurer hybrid. You know, that whole escalating fight that's going on between them, her mistaking Eyes for being her own mother, Aria, who may or may not be an air quotes spirit that was a beloved species of the gods and all these things. It's all intertwined, it's all interconnected, because it goes back to that evil organization that led those adventurers down into that, you know, bottom dungeon floor that led to their penultimate slaughter. And yet, we find Phylvis is not the only survivor out of this. Vendetta, the leader of this organization, is still alive and well. Because he is one of these monster-human adventurer hybrids, who himself has a crystal contained within his chest that Revis basically smacks him upside the head when he's getting carried away with himself, you know, being a tamer of all these plant creatures and monsters that are, you know, attacking everyone in Loki Familia and such like that. It's just insane that this is all interconnected. You know, he is fastly working for the purposes of some goddess or a goddess that he assumes to be, you know, a woman that he assumes to be a goddess. He keeps referring to her as she, you know, her. She wants to see the skies above. She's buried deep within the earth. Is it Gaia? Is it going to be Aria, the spirit of Oratoria, something like that, the corrupted spirit, like I speculated? It's kind of exciting me, and I'm bouncing off the walls that all of this stuff is interconnected. Not quite in the way that I had at first assumed, but in fact, yes, it is indeed interconnected. Phylvis's history, it is very much working in tandem, entwined with this evil organization that had led all of these adventurers to their slaughter. And their benefactor, their main chief benefactor, is now somewhat immortal through this, you know, this guidance of a woman who may or may not be a goddess. Revis suggests no, she is not. You know, look at her. Does she seem to look to you like a goddess? Is her, you know, basically whipping this guy Vendetta upside the head when she's going to Temple of Doom, steal the heart from his very chest and consume it? This crystal, you know, to basically, you know, primp up her own power that much more, because she realizes Eyes now being in a level up, she doesn't even need to use magic to hold her own toe-to-toe with Revis anymore. And Lafia is sitting back, and I'm gobsmacked. Lafia is gobsmacked. She's voicing my own, like, whoa, you know. Eyes is not having to use at all any of her magic ability against Revis. It isn't until the plant creatures, you know, become almost insurmountable, and then they're surrounded. The entire group is surrounded, and they're all going on the attack. Lafia comes up to the plate, steps up to the plate, and unleashes holy hell. That whole magic, you know, conducting that she does wipes out almost all of this stuff. And then there's like the one big mother creature, plant creature thing that Eyes takes out with her wind ability, or whatever she called it, you know, that one magic ability that's like a tornado, you know, coming at whatever it has felt free to deposit itself upon. Just all hell breaks loose. You know, all of our heroes, for all intents and purposes, all hell breaks loose at their hands. Bete was frickin' awesome. You know, Lafia giving him literally a leg up to wipe the floor with this Vendetta guy who's constantly, again, chomping on and on and on about her. She wants to see the sky, and I must destroy all of the life on you know, the outside of the world, because it's blocking her path, her line of sight to the heavens above, and all this weird crap, you know. But it's interesting that there's a distinction in his mind between the gods and goddesses that populate the area and the human beings. They are what is causing the discord. They are the disgrace. They are the garbage, the refuse that needs to be expunged for the sake of whatever this goddess is, or whatever, you know, who has given him this immortality. And it's just like, well, who is that? Who's that going to be? Is this perchance, Fells working with Uranus or something like that? We think it might be a male character. Could it be a female character and all this stuff? I had put out the somewhat outlandish idea that it could be Lulune, and she's, faking everybody out and everything. Who knows? It could still happen. But it was crazy. It was crazy seeing all of this stuff coming to a head, and Eyes holding her own against Revis. Revis turning on her compatriot in Vendetta, who was this guy who goes back to that where that curse was born for Filvis. And we did find out that, yes, there were subsequent aspects where she was said to sort of be showing cowardice. She had led other groups that she became a party with 4 other times, respectively, to their penultimate demise, and they said her survival was probably as a result of her tucking tail and running and all this kind of stuff. Very demeaning. And I loved how Lafia was up in her face and did not back down this time around. When she's trying to chew her out and tell her, leave me be, let me go on my own and everything. And Bete kind of was just like, you lummox, you stupid bitch, but then even he comes back. But I loved that dynamic. I loved that pleading between Lafia and Filvis, and Lafia's winning her over reluctantly, begrudgingly so, but I loved it. I loved her trying so hard to appeal to Filvis and winning her over to a point, getting her to actually laugh and smile and feel like there's hope for herself. Like maybe this curse, it's just a bunch of unfortunate, ill-fated coincidences, one on top of the other, that have stacked up over time. And it's really just about somebody giving her a chance, giving her another chance. And with a soul so pure and benevolent and compassionate as Lafia's is, no more perfect a sort of pitched character could there have been for that equation. And so, I mean, overall, this entire episode, it was insane. I loved every friggin' minute of it. Again, how everything is working, corresponding to everything else. And to think that all of this stuff is going on, and Bell Cranel and Hestia, they're out there somewhere. Bell's testing his own might and everything like that, testing his own mettle on his own sort of adventures and things like that, misadventures mostly, but powering up and leveling up. And we haven't even gotten, so far as I'm aware, to that point in the story where, he finally confronts Eyes, and there is some sort of relationship dynamic going on between them, and she decides to deign to train him and everything. I wonder if that's going to be the next step in, like, the next episode, something like that, which I can't wait to see, quite frankly. But yeah, I was gobsmacked by how much crazy, insane stuff was going on in this episode, how it's all interconnected, going back who knows how far. And the questions that remain, is Arya still out there? Is she the she that this Vendetta guy who goes back again to Filvis's nightmare, that thing that started, birthed that curse that surrounds her life, is that Arya? Is that someone else? Is that Fells? Is Fells Arya? Who is it that is actually behind all of this, that has mandated Vendetta and Revis to seek out the destruction of all of the life on top of this planet, on top of this world, and is that still who Revis is even working for? Is she still working for whomever this is, goddess or not? Or is she now operating under her own pseudo-vendetta, pointedly toward Eyes/Arya, who she keeps mistaking for Arya? I don't know. I don't know, but this was insane. I got mad excited watching this episode. It was so freaking awesome. Badass battles between Eyes and Revis, between everyone in Loki Familia, going up against, Vendetta and all these plant creatures. I mean, Astri, I almost thought Astri was going to die for a split second there, forgetting that, oh wait, I saw her in the first season toward the end of it, so she can't die. She's still in the story, and then we see her being subsequently healed and such like that. So it's like, okay, that worked out, at least to memory. My memory panned out. But as you could tell, I'm all hyper. I was watching this episode just gangbusters on the edge of my seat, and just wowed and gobsmacked and laughing at all the revelations. Like, this is crazy. Everything is intertwined. and it's a thorough blast. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of this particular episode, episode 8 of DanMachi Gaiden Sword Oratoria. If you loved it as much as I did, if you were excited as much as I was, hyper bouncing off the walls at all, or love or hate it, anything goes in the comments below. If you didn't happen to have that same experience watching it, let me know why and how and all of that good stuff. And just love having that conversation. So yeah, otherwise it'll be pretty much it for me on this. If this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.